Hi guys, this is Atlanta Goat format. My name is Sharuk, aka TheRookYGO. You can follow me on YouTube. I have here with me John Tran. Introduce yourself, John.
What's up, everybody? I'm one of the other admins for Atlanta Goat Format Facebook page. Come check us out.
Awesome, awesome. So today we are here to recap our second ever Duelist Kingdom Goat format tournament hosted by us, ATL Goat format, at our lovely venue, Charlie's Collectible Show. We had 30 players show up to prove who's the best GOAT duelist. Top four of this event received invites to our end of year tournament. So, with that being said, we're just going to go over the breakdown of Sunday's tournament. So, out of 30 duelists, looks like we had a majority of Chaos Turbo, of
As
course.
expected.
Nothing surprising there. And then we had a half and half of like Panda Burn and Warrior, two other good decks of GOAT format. And then surprisingly, what I haven't seen in a while, I don't think what anybody has seen in a while, is Reasoning Gate showing up in attendance.
Yeah, that was
Um,
a nice surprise.
yeah, very nice surprise. Especially we didn't see that many in our first tournament, and it looks like everybody
True.
just play it for this tournament. And then of course we had some other miscellaneous decks. Even though they're miscellaneous, they're still pretty solid decks. Fun, rogue decks to play. We
Yeah,
did
for
have a
sure.
Chaos Control, and we did have Monarchs show up as
Yeah,
well.
which one of them topped, so that was really cool to see. Um,
Yep.
I think in general this tournament just had a lot more variety than our first one, which was really cool to see. I love seeing people pilot, different decks and their takes on it.
Yeah, and this tournament was great practice for the upcoming GGP that we're hosting on April 6th. So
Definitely.
definitely hoping out for more diversity for the next big tournament, and maybe people can take some pointers home from seeing this recap. But other than that, we're gonna go ahead and get on to the top 8 deck list.
All right. So in eighth place, we had Henry Sherrod Carter playing Cold Wave Monarchs. He had quite a spicy list, I'd have to say. He had the Last Wills, he had Blowback Dragon, the Apprentice Magicians, Old Vindictive Magician as well.
Yeah,
Pretty cool
I
list.
had no idea what Henry was on. I saw
Hmm.
him, tribute summon for Jinzo, then he hit him with the last will, bring out the Cyberstein, and just OTKing his opponent within 5 seconds on stream with
Literally.
amazing follow-up from there. And I see that he is also side decking some interesting cards like the Sacred Phoenix.
You don't see Phoenix too often, but I feel like Phoenix has been slowly creeping up in popularity, which makes sense. It's a really good card.
For sure, for sure. And I
And the
see,
Divine Wrath.
yes, the Divine
Pretty
Wrath, which is
crazy.
also a nice little tech choice against this format. I'm pretty sure he threw off a lot of people with this card. Yeah, so good job, Henry, for sneaking into top 8 and just throwing everybody off guard. Seventh place, we have Peyton James. He was the only person piloting Chaos Control. So yeah, he's playing the one Lonely Blade Knight is his tech of choice, and he's also playing Triple Decree, Triple Metamorphosis.
Double Sook and Triple Book of Moon. Pretty crazy too.
Yes. Especially with Peyton's luck, he kept drawing or opening double knock. So I think
That's
that worked out in
crazy.
his favor since he is playing the book triple books in the souk. So I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure a lot of his opponents were upset with him because I definitely saw it on stream. But yeah, pretty solid list. The side deck, two Death Wombats against
Two
Burn.
Wombats and a Walk for Burn.
And
We see the
then,
one soul release for
yeah,
mirror
one
matches, I'm
slow
assuming.
release. And obviously he's siding the smashings, I guess, for aggro.
Hmm.
Siding the best traps with like Mirror Force and Torrential since he is maining Decree. So pretty solid list. Good job, Peyton. He's a very good player. Pretty good Edison player too. He made it to day 2 of the Edison format Nats last year. I
Wow.
think he was the highest. Yeah, he was the highest placed player from Atlanta, even higher than me and Cameron.
Damn.
So pretty good player. So shout
Just a
out to
good player in
Peyton.
general. In sixth place, we have Daniel Dunn playing Panda Burn. Immediately off the bat, I see double Gardna in the main deck. I know our very own Aaron Kent likes playing the double Gardna in the main as well, so that's pretty cool to see. What's interesting to me is the triple chain energy with the duo. I
Yeah,
think the
that's
duo
very
and the prem. I don't know. Seems a
very
little bit interesting
very
choices.
interesting. Yeah.
Yeah,
But I
but I
know
mean, I
it.
guess it worked out. So.
Yeah, having triple chain energy is just a pain. I mean, I saw his match
Oh
on
yeah.
stream. It was like hard to keep up with all the life points they had to pay. Having double Gardna probably pissed off his opponents as well. Every time they tried to knock, they hit the Gardna instead. They want to hit like a Jar or a Des Koala.
Mhm.
I noticed some Panda Burn lists play multiple Koala, but I think that he only plays one, and then everything else is pretty much standard for
Yeah,
Panda
pretty
Burn. I mean,
standard.
nothing. Pretty surprising that he switched it up for this tournament. Last tournament, he was playing like a chaos drop off list, something like spicy with wave motion cannon.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's right.
so it looks like he switched up to Panda Burn. It's nice to see our players switching it up here and there. But other than that, it's pretty standard Panda Burn. Great job to
Agreed.
Daniel for getting 6th place. And then fifth place we have Atlanta's own Alan Cisneros. So yeah, it looks like he's just playing a somewhat few tech choices, but it's mostly just Chaos Turbo. I mean,
Yep.
you see he's playing one Gravekeeper guard, which is pretty interesting that I don't really see often in this
Yeah,
deck
that's for
anymore.
sure.
And then you do see one Asura Priest in the main, which is another card you don't see in the main anymore because, I mean, not many
Mhm.
people are on Goat Control.
Yeah.
Mostly
And
side
there's
deck, but
also
yeah,
the merchant that I bet caught a few people off guard.
yeah, for sure. I mean, I always like Merchant.
I did too.
I'm kind of glad someone is playing it. It's also light. It's a light. You can meta
Yeah.
it, but obviously he's not playing Metamorphosis. But I think he was more so trying to counter like Reasoning Gate because he is playing this Asura in main. Maybe that's why. But
True.
other than that, Bliss is pretty solid. Side deck, interesting. He's siding only one to Koichi. Honestly, I don't even think that's a side card to be honest. So curious to why he sided that.
I guess just for
But other
going
stuff, yeah.
first.
Yeah, and he's
Then we
siding
also
the
see the
Jujitsu
Mind
Master.
Crush.
Oh yeah,
We
the
see
Mind
Mind
Crush
Crush
as well.
inside. That's pretty nice, honestly.
Mind Crush,
Looks
yeah.
like it's to pair up with the one Dust Shoot in his side as well. I can
That's
see
also
that being
kind of
pretty.
interesting as well.
I agree. Just
Yeah,
one
because
Dust Shoot.
I
Don't see
feel
that too often.
like Crush Shoot, especially they're both at 3 in this format. I'm assuming.
Yeah,
I think,
right.
yeah. So like I feel like if you were to play that combo, you should play multiples. But curious to see how that went for him. But you know, shout out to Alan Cisneros for getting 5th place. We're gonna move on to the next deck list.
In 4th place, we got Patrick Boring, aka Infusion's Cap, playing yet another Chaos Turbo deck. Honestly, seems pretty standard to me.
Yeah, it's pretty cookie cutter. I think Zaborg is a nice tech. I'm seeing a lot of Zaborg techs in our top 8. Maybe in the future
I mean,
we'll start
Zaborg's
to
just
see
a
more.
crazy
Yeah.
card.
But yeah, very solid list. I mean, cookie cutter as it can be. It's Chaos Turbo. But
Yep,
yeah, good job
for
to
sure.
Patrick. Very good player. Has a great team. Congrats on getting top 4 or
Yeah.
4th place, should I say. So we're gonna move on to the next list. 3rd place, we have another Atlanta native. We have Ken Duong. He is piloting an interesting Reasoning Gate deck. He's playing a machine version of Reasoning Gate. So he's playing the Blowback Dragon with triple limiter removal and the
Which is
Fusilia
nutty.
Dragon. So
Great
PK
strategy going into it with the triple limiter is just so nasty.
Like I saw him OTK Henry with like double limiter. That was very savage.
Yeah,
Um
which is crazy
so
because his deck is also super like fast paced as well. So it kind of just depends on RNG here. And I mean, Ken just pulled off the double limiter and destroyed Henry that game.
right. Like Henry OTK'd him in 5 seconds, then Ken OTK'd him in 5 seconds, but game 3 they had an actual game, surprisingly. But yeah, very deadly deck. Again, we were very surprised to see this deck do so well.
Yeah, that's for
And
sure.
yeah, he was actually first place in Swiss. He went undefeated the entire tournament, but unfortunately he lost
Crazy.
out in top 4. He did play the one back to square one. Pretty interesting tech choice as well. just to out problem cards
Yeah,
that, you
you don't
know,
see that too often.
yeah. And then other than that, I mean, he played the One United We Stand, more power up cards, like
Megamorph
Megamorph.
too. Yeah.
Uh, he only plays one Metamorphosis. Usually you see this in multiples in a deck like this, but I
Mm-hmm.
guess he didn't want to brick as much.
Which is
Maybe
fair.
that probably helped
I
him
mean, you
out
would
with,
probably be milling them anyways, so
but other than that, great job to Ken for first of all going undefeated in the Swiss and then getting third place at the end of the tournament. So we're
yeah,
gonna move on.
congratulations, Ken. In second place, we have James Hames. Again with the Chaos Turbo deck.
Pretty solid as can be. I mean,
Yeah,
another James and I believe Patrick are on the same team. So their lists are pretty much identical besides a few cards. I guess they're both on the main deck Saborg. I think that's religion now. Having main deck
yeah,
Saborg. But almost similar to his last list in the online tournament as well.
yeah. I mean, nothing else much to say really. Pretty cookie cutter, standard
Yeah,
Chaos Turbo. Just played really well. I mean, it's the best
Yeah, it
deck in
just
the format for a
shows.
reason.
Yeah, it just shows how James and the rest of his team are. They're pretty good players, so and they consistently
For
top these
sure.
events. So, shout out to James and the rest of his
Yeah.
team. The first place list, we have Garret Duke, and again, Warrior takes first place at our Duelist Kingdom tournament. This list is a pretty good Warrior list. It looks like he's main decking triple Kaiku, which I don't see that often anymore.
Yeah, that's
I
pretty
guess
crazy.
yeah, he definitely hates chaos.
Yeah, with
For
the two
sure.
mind controls in main as well.
Yeah,
Definitely
so it
lots
looks
of
like
hate for
yeah,
chaos.
looks like he picked up something from Dallas from the last tournament. But yeah, I feel like main deck mind control works pretty well in these real life tournaments because I just feel like everybody just wants to bring turbo.
Yeah,
So yeah, it was a good call to main
yeah,
deck
I
the
definitely
mind
see that.
controls.
People are probably just trying to go for something consistent and reliable to play, so I mean, you're bound to see lots of chaos showing up, so it makes sense. And obviously it did him really well.
Right, right, and he definitely came to play. Yeah, I mean, trap lineup pretty solid as is. He's maining
Really
triple
good
Saku.
variety.
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
triple Saku,
aggressive.
triple Solemn.
Main decking the dust shoots. But yeah, let's talk about his side deck because his side deck looks pretty interesting. Almost looks familiar to looks familiar to I think Alvarado's side deck in his
Yeah,
warrior list.
yeah, besides the Jougans, it's pretty similar to his.
Yeah, I mean, I like the triple apprentice magician, to search
We've
out
been
the
seeing that a
fate.
lot recently, the
Yeah,
Apprentice of Magicians.
yeah,
And I mean,
side
they're really
decking.
great.
Yeah, side decking
I'm
into
just
fate is
wondering
pretty
what
good.
he's putting Jougans
I
in.
think he was a bit afraid of the Reasoning Gate deck. I mean, obviously it has a tough matchup against the Warrior has a tough matchup against
Yeah,
those type of OTK decks, especially when they're playing like triple Trunade, you're gonna get blown out by a Trunade and putting out powerful monsters on board, and it's very hard to out cards like Jinzo because they can brush out Jinzo like
for
nothing.
sure.
So I guess that's why he played the Jowgen.
Yeah. I
Um,
mean, it
I
obviously
think
worked out
yeah.
because I mean, we did have Ken with the Reasoning Gate, and we had Henry with Cyberstein as well. So
So as long as he just protects the Jowgen, he's good, I guess, because he is playing the triple Saku. So um,
yeah,
I think
for sure.
other people play like the magician, vindictive magician, the
Yeah,
old lady, the
yeah,
old
the
lady
old
that
lady.
pops. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I do like side decking Faith and Warrior. It just helps your deck give you more advantage in a deck that doesn't really gain advantage like Turbo does or like any other control deck does. So that's pretty good.
Yeah, true. You
Um,
can definitely swing the momentum with uh Magician of Faith. So
yeah, for sure. And I see obviously Zaborgs and Mobius. We're seeing more Zaborgs for this tournament, so I like that as well. And my favorite side deck card of all time is Zing Zang Zoo. Um, Definitely a blowout card. It's like a mini
it's a
cold wave for
sleeper.
sets. Yeah,
Yeah,
it can really catch your opponent off guard, just nullifying their back row so you can deal more damage and just
but with
yeah,
this deck, it just makes sense.
yeah. So again, Warrior takes our Duelist Kingdom tournament once again. The right call for a tournament when people are playing Chaos Turbo, and it's a safe call. It's pretty consistent deck. Good job to Garret. He came to play today, swishing and
Absolutely.
slashing his swords. And then poking with Kaiku, and then I guess his Jowgen. He casted some
With
spells
some
with
big
his
damage.
Jowgen. Yeah, so great job, Garret.
Top 8 for doing a fantastic job.
As well as our top 4, because they will be getting the invites to our end of year tournament. So that will be something
Yes,
to
look
look
out
forward
for
to as
that.
well.
And this was a great tournament in preparation for GOAT Grand Prix that we are having up and coming in April on April 6th, also at Charlie's Collectible Show. Be sure to pre-register since there's a 100 player cap and spots are filling up rapidly. So make sure you're all registered and set for that. For first place, we have a PS5 for the winner.
Yep,
And we
yep.
also have an Edison side event. And first place for the Edison side event will be taking home an Ulti Unlimited Black Rose Dragon, which is
Yes.
sick.
So this will be a pretty exciting event. We're all looking forward to this. We have a lot of players coming in.
Yes, it's
From
gonna be huge.
across the nation, even outside the United States. So this is going to be very exciting. We're going to be commentating. We're gonna have a lot more people at this event. So it's going to be a vibe.
Yes, sir.
Just we hope to see you guys there. We cannot wait to host it. Also, in preparation for the GGP, we do have another online tournament coming up on March 23rd. It's only $5 entry, and I believe we are giving out prizes to first, second, and third. First place will be
Yep,
receiving,
an
uh,
Ulti Scapegoat.
mm-hmm. And then second
Second
place will be
place.
getting Ulti Skill Drain, I believe. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And then third place will be receiving a Hobby League card, a special Hobby League card, not to be named yet. These are some good prizes. $5 entry, you can't really complain. So if you want some practice for the GGP, we'll be hosting that tournament as well. And for any of our Atlanta natives or anybody from the neighboring states, we are trying to set up locals, some GOAT format locals at Wasteland Gaming on Friday
A Goat
nights.
and Edison.
Yeah,
Edison
GOAT
is
and
also
Edison.
welcome.
So if you guys want some more practice for the GGP, yes, we are giving more opportunities for that.
Yeah, definitely show out. Bring your strategies, test with us, talk, just run your ideas through everybody, and we can go into GGP fully prepared.
Other than that, thank you for watching. This is the Rook Yu-Gi-Oh! And
This is John.
we are with Atlanta GOAT format. We are signing out. Oh man.